Gervonta Tank Davis has wasted no time in launching his intense training camp as he prepares for his highly anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach Jr. The first bout ended in a controversial majority draw, leaving Davis frustrated and eager to prove his dominance. Now, as tensions escalate, the rematch has become more than just a fight. It's about redemption and setting the record straight. The controversy surrounding their first encounter has only intensified, and Roach's camp has even brought legal concerns into the mix. Despite the ongoing drama, one thing is certain: this fight will happen again, and from what Davis is doing in the gym, he is making it clear that he has no intention of leaving the decision in the hands of the judges. Reflecting on the outcome of their previous fight, Davis expressed his disappointment. "Nobody likes a draw," he admitted. "I get knockouts, that's what I do. But it's cool. If we fight again, I know I can handle business." The fight's scorecards told a divisive story. One judge had it 115 to 113 in favor of Davis, but the other two scored it 114 to 114, leading to the draw. However, the real controversy erupted in the ninth round when Roach landed a stiff jab that forced Davis to take a knee. The referee did not count it as a knockdown, which sparked heated debates among fans, analysts, and Roach's team. The New York State Athletic Commission has since launched a review of the fight due to a technical issue that prevented instant replay from being used during the event. If the ruling is overturned, Davis could be handed his first professional loss, an outcome that could significantly alter his career trajectory. Boxing analysts have weighed in on the situation, noting that if a fighter takes a knee while punches are being thrown, it must be ruled a knockdown. "I've heard people say Davis should have been disqualified, but I don't buy that," one expert commented. "It's a warning at most, but it does raise serious questions." For Davis, none of this matters right now. He isn't waiting for the commission to decide his fate. He's already moving forward, locked in for the rematch and determined to silence any doubters. Immediately after the fight, he called for a rematch and clarified that he wanted it to happen as soon as possible. "I want it soon, like the end of May," Davis said. "I'm not leaving any doubts this time." That determination was evident from the very first day of training camp. There was no easing into it. Davis arrived at the gym ready to work. Footage from his training sessions shows him hitting the heavy bag with increased power, sharpening his speed drills, and pushing himself beyond his usual limits. His longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, is back in his corner. Despite speculation that Ford might step back from coaching, he confirmed his full commitment to Davis by posting on Instagram, "We back at it. No stopping now, we're running it back the right way." Davis and his team are focused on making critical adjustments. The first fight exposed some weaknesses, and they are determined to address them before stepping back into the ring. One key area of improvement is defense. Roach was able to land more clean shots than expected, and Davis knows he can't afford to let that happen again. His training now includes extensive drills on head movement, footwork, and positioning. He's working on staying elusive, slipping punches, and making Roach pay every time he tries to engage. Observers have noted a significant difference in Davis's movement. His balance is sharper, his reaction time is quicker, and his ability to evade punches is more refined than ever. Another major focus is stamina. Some analysts believe Davis slowed down in the later rounds of the first fight, allowing Roach to stay competitive. To counter this, Davis has incorporated high-intensity interval training HIIT and altitude workouts into his regimen to build endurance. He is running more, sparring longer, and pushing his body to new extremes. His team is determined to ensure that if this fight goes the full 12 rounds again, Davis will have the energy to dominate from start to finish. Davis is also adjusting his strategy for the early rounds. In the first fight, he took his time getting into rhythm, which allowed Roach to gain confidence. This time, Davis plans to come out aggressive, applying pressure from the opening bell and not allowing Roach any room to settle into his game plan. His early sparring sessions have focused on maintaining an explosive pace, throwing powerful combinations, and breaking down his opponents quickly. Of course, power remains Davis's biggest asset, and he is determined to make it count in the rematch. Despite his reputation as a knockout artist, he was unable to put Roach away in their first encounter. That is something he intends to change. His heavy bag work has been particularly brutal, each punch carrying an undeniable level of intensity. His strength training has been ramped up with a focus on building even more explosive power. If there was any doubt about whether Davis could stop Roach, he is making sure that won't be a question this time around. Fans are already buzzing about his training camp. Some believe this is his chance to shut down critics and reclaim his dominance. Others think Roach has figured something out and could pose an even greater challenge in the rematch. Social media is filled with debates. "Tank better not take Roach lightly again," one fan wrote. "That first fight wasn't a fluke. He better come correct this time." Davis's camp is taking the rematch seriously, bringing in new sparring partners specifically selected to replicate Roach's style. The goal is to prepare for every possible scenario. If Roach tries to box from the outside, Davis is working on cutting off the ring. If Roach chooses to engage more, Davis is preparing to break him down on the inside. Each sparring session is carefully structured to simulate real fight conditions, ensuring that Davis is as prepared as possible. Beyond physical preparation, questions have arisen about Davis's mindset. Some believe the controversy from the first fight has only fueled his fire, making him even more dangerous. He is training with a strong sense of determination and a sense of having something to prove. A fighter like Davis, driven by such motivation, poses a significant threat to anyone who stands in his way. While the rematch hasn't been officially announced yet, all signs point to a late May showdown. Boxing enthusiasts are already analyzing every angle, debating whether Roach has a real chance or if Davis will deliver a definitive statement this time. One thing is certain: Davis is locked in like never before. His training sessions are longer, his workouts are more intense, and he isn't letting anything distract him. The gym has become his world, and he is making sure that when he steps back into the ring, there will be no controversy. For Davis, this rematch is about more than just settling a score. It's about proving that he is still one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. He wants to make sure that when the final bell rings, there is no doubt about who the better man is. The countdown has begun, and if the intensity of his training is any indication, this rematch is going to be an all-out war. Meanwhile, Roach's team hasn't stayed silent. They have taken their frustrations to social media and major sports outlets. His promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, has been particularly vocal, calling the decision one of the biggest injustices in recent boxing history. He argues that if the knockdown had been properly counted, there would be no debate about the outcome. De la Hoya also questioned why a high-profile event would suffer from such a critical technical failure. In response, the New York State Athletic Commission has confirmed that a formal review is underway. A panel of officials is expected to reassess the fight footage. However, overturning a result in boxing is extremely rare. Even if the commission acknowledges that an error occurred, they may determine that it did not significantly impact the overall fight outcome. Davis, for his part, has dismissed the controversy entirely. "I remain undefeated, no matter what Roach's team says," he stated. "They gave him too many rounds anyway. He got lucky with that draw." The debate rages on, but one thing is clear: when Davis and Roach step into the ring again, there will be no excuses. Only one man will leave with his hand raised, and Davis is determined to make sure that it's him.